All right, let's move to Thursday, where we have a little ACC action. Boston College, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech 7-point home favorites, 49.5 the total here in this game. Obviously monitor the status of Castellanos. Thomas Castellanos, the quarterback for BC, has been banged up a little bit. We'll have to see if he plays in this game. Meanwhile, you've got obviously Virginia Tech, who there were some games early in the year. It's like, what's wrong with Virginia Tech? Well, we're finding out Vanderbilt's pretty good, so that loss doesn't look so bad. They did struggle with Marshall, but they beat down the Rutgers loss is the one that is a head scratcher because they had that game in hand and they kind of blew it late. But man, they've been impressive now 2 weeks in a row. Miami, they could have easily won that game against the Hurricanes. We'll see how this one plays out, but they could have won that game against Miami. It was there for the taking, and they just fell short. They go to Stanford last week on the road, West Coast trip. No problem whatsoever. Blow out the Cardinal 31-7. So we'll see how they fare here in this game. Both of these teams have a bye going into this game. BC lost 24-14 to Virginia. Castellanos did play in that game, did struggle a bit. And the BC defense struggled in the fourth quarter. They gave up 14 unanswered points, albeit one was a defensive touchdown to Virginia. In that loss, they'll look to bounce back. Historically, BC, when getting these kind of points, they're a good bet. And certainly under Bill O'Brien this year, they've been an underdog of 7 or more twice, 2-0 against the spread against Florida State and Missouri, covered both of those games. So it feels like BC +7 is kind of the value here for me. But my concern with BC here is offensively, do they have enough? And Castellanos, is he consistent enough? Can they run the ball consistently enough? Because Virginia Tech's got an offense with when he's on drones, where we're starting to see that Virginia Tech offense look like I expected it to. I expected drones in this Virginia Tech offense to be pretty prolific, put up points. Didn't look like it at times early, but they're getting that offense kicked into high gear now the last 2 weeks. If BC falls behind, do they have the comeback ability in them? I'm not so sure, but I would still lean to the Boston College side, anything 7 or better. And historically, when they've been getting a touchdown or more, they've been good in this point spread role. CMAC, even though it is Blacksburg on a Thursday night, we know that's a great environment for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Enter Sandman, the whole bit, but I still lean BC. What do you think here, CMAC? Boston College, Virginia Tech.
This one is pretty tough for me. I was looking at it last night. I think the line's right. I think maybe it's a point or two too much here. Now we're at the touchdown that could bait Boston College, because I think they could stay in this one. Because what I've been most impressed with is Virginia Tech when they've been clicking is their offense. But that defense can give up some plays. It's made some too. And the key here with Castellanos, he should be a lot better off the bye, here. And that last game, he had a couple picks in it. And he's just not a pocket passer either as well. But he can use his legs. I think he could make some plays. This was a tough one. I don't know if I can get to Boston College here. In a game that could be close. That's my lean here initially, but it's just a lean as of now.
All right, but lean. I'm kind of that way too, lukewarm on this.
Yeah,
Virginia Tech to me is the better team, in my opinion. Certainly the better.
And they're at home.
And they're at home.
But it's a touchdown. This is a sharp number, I think.
And they're a plucky, feisty group. Boston College. They really haven't been blown out in many games this year either. BC, when you look at the 10-point loss to Virginia, and that Virginia loss. They gave up 17 unanswered. They led going into the fourth.
That was right. All that fourth. That was that crazy fourth quarter. Exactly. Yep. And a fumble touchdown really sealed it.
Take that away. Yep. They cover that game. So that's why it's not easy to lay points against BC. They're a feisty little group this year. And their defense is sometimes capable. So that's why at not 7 or less, I do lean still to the Boston College side.